Hello guys, so I just got done watching the first episode of Disventure Camp Season 5 Fans vs Favorites, and I want to be doing a tier list on my first impressions of the returning characters and the new fans, like the characters, solely based on that episode, because I want to do a tier list uh, at the start of the season, halfway through the season, and at the end of the season to see how my opinions of these characters vary as the season progresses. Because I just always think that it's really interesting. Yeah, okay, so let's get straight to it. So for Alec, solely based on episode 1, he's one of the returning characters that has the most screen time, I would say, because he went onto the other island, like the journey with Evie. And no major plays yet because it's the first episode, but it's good that he's secured a still a vote advantage. If he was with another fan, I don't think he would be getting that, but he got lucky that he got sent with Evie, who was only there because she thought it was a dating show. Hilarious. But because of that, he's secure. I'm not sure, because there's this one part where I didn't really like, where he said who voted Tom as the leader. I think that was unnecessary, because I think Tom would make a better leader than Alec, because he's more respected in that sense. Like, those people don't like you, Alec. I think Tom was the best option he had to lead a team, and he had past experience being a cop, so I think it suit him. And you've already had a big target on you, why make a bigger one, right? So solely based on that, he's a B. Even though, if you watched my previous video, I actually ranked Alec in the A tier, but because of that first episode, he's in B. But I look forward to see what he has in store for us, and I think his potential of going up here again. Fiore, the same B, but just behind Alec. And by the way, this will be in particular order. So, like I've mentioned, I love Alec and Fiore's chemistry, so okay, sorry. Like I said, I like and Fiore's chemistry, and I feel bad that they're already placed in a bad position, because not even the new season 4 characters like them, especially Anastasia. So, but I love that they're already quick with, trying to find an advantage or an idol so that they can put themselves in a better position, and they're just quick with it, already right off the bat. Gabby, well, Gabby, if you've seen my reaction, my ranking, she was a B, but for that episode, she was an A, because the paintball challenge, so good. Like, her training with Tom's mom has really been, like, put to good use. Like, dude, she was so agile, so impressive. Nothing much to say, but she was really good. I also liked her interaction with Olivia, where she was seen as the less crazy one. Like, it's very telling if Gabby is the one that's really spooked out by you, by how weird you are. Like, imagine out-weirding the weird girl. Is that a thing? Is that a word? But anyways, Tom, A. I've always wanted to see a season where Tom is not associated with Jake, like where Jake is not involved, because I think Tom has really good potential to be a comp threat, but he's always distracted, and I've always wanted to see him lead a team. He was always capable of that, and he seems to finally lock in, and I think everyone wanted to see that, and I'm happy to see that. Like, he led the team and gave a plan to win the challenge, have some defense, have some offense, and then the rest split up. I like that. Finally seeing this side of Tom. Because of that, he's an A. Though I don't see him going very far, unfortunately, even though I want him to, because I want to see more. But yeah, for that episode alone, it's solid A tier. And I might do a prediction tier list for these characters. So yeah, Aiden B. Aiden is someone who I still hope to get development because we didn't like like I said before, he's someone who has a lot of screen time. But for someone who has a lot of screen time, we don't know much of his lore, like of his upbringing, of why he is the way he is. Odd Nation's gotta get to that, okay? And once we do, I think he will be a solid A tier. Because I remember when I first watched Disventure Camp, Aiden was a solid S tier for me, but the more I watched it, I think more characters were a lot more interesting than he is. But not saying he's not likable. He's likable, but very hard to love. Yeah, at least for me. This is my opinion. You're free to disagree. You can let me know why you think you like Aiden or like why he deserves S rating. Yeah. Okay, then next, Lake, easily S tier. S tier because out of all the favorites returning, her design is my favorite design ever. Probably the best redesign. If I were to input something, I think I'd like to see her in a black beret. I think it would complete her look. It would look so good, but that's just me, you know? And I want to see Lake go far. No, I feel like she has a lot of untapped potential throughout her stay and like in Disventure Camp in Season 2 and All-Stars. I feel like we didn't get to see her fully channel the threat that she is, and I'd love to see more of that from Lake. And I'm glad in this first episode already she won the challenge for her team by taking the flag and running all the way back. But I feel like there's more, and I'm happy to see more of Lake. And I feel like there could be like potential growing tension between Lake and Rosa again. I hope not. Nothing too much. Like, I don't want their friendship to break. But Rosa in that episode alone would be a solid B tier for me, because I feel like she hasn't contributed much into the challenge because Anastasia distracted her. But so far she's figuring her positioning in the team. Like it seems because she missed out on All-Stars and Lake has already formed bonds and alliances with Aiden, Tom, and Gabby. So I think she's trying to find her footing. But I think we can see like potential more from Rosa, where people always depend on her, but she doesn't like to depend on anyone else, as we can clearly tell from Anastasia trying to help her, but she so obviously rejects it. But I look forward to her lore. But as of that episode, B tier. Ali, very biased. If you see my previous ranking for the past Disventure Camp character tier list, she's a solid S tier, and I've explained it there if you want to go see. Yeah. Nothing much to say. I think this will be her redemption season. I'm really hoping, because the cause of her derailment, her character derailment in All-Stars, was because of her association with Jake. I swear Jake is really difficult to watch, and I get so frustrated, and anyone that's associated with Jake is really hard to watch as well. That's why her beef with Jake was also really hard. It was painful as a Ellie defender, as a big Ellie fan, because I know she's a very controversial character. As much as she has like many fans, I know she has equally like a big number of haters as well. So I think she's like toned down a little bit, and because I really want the fandom to forgive her, see her in a better light for real, dude. But yeah, as tier, she was her chemistry with Benji, her duo. I hope they make it far. Like, please, the nerds need to stay together. I love that. I'd love to see the nerds go far and rely on each other. Okay, Natalia, with her little screen time, she is a solid still an S tier for me. Like, Natalia is someone I still really liked, even though she hasn't contributed much, not much lines, but with the little screen time that she had, she was so good. Her interaction with Ren was really cute, and the fact that she promised to play a less messier game and not flipping so much, even though I felt like she didn't. I've stated my case on why she didn't really flip that much, and people just gave her that title. But yeah, I'd love to see Natalia play a more cooperative game, less messy, cleaner hands. Spencer, if you've seen my ranking on Spencer, he was a C. And I think he's still a C, because obviously it's the first season. But I'd want to see his, like he said, I'd love to see the different approach he has planned for this game, because I didn't like his approach before. Like, what's the use of being a good strategist if your social game is whack, bro? Like, do better. So I hope to see that from Spencer. Like, I'd love to see that growth from Spencer. Anastasia was someone I put in B tier from my previous tier list ranking, but she actually, for this episode, shot up to an S tier, just behind Natalia. I love that she's a good representation for being a girl's girl, helping out Rosemaria, and she was so badass tackling Dunia, and because of that, it made her team win. Her and Lake carried. Tom as well, Gabby, Benji, Ali, they were so good in that challenge. But if it was not for Anastasia, it would have been a very close loss. And she was so funny standing up to Alec, which I did not expect. If you saw my reaction, I was like, what? Already off the gate telling him off? That's very Anastasia of her. And yeah, she has good morals, you know. It's just sometimes she can be quite questionable, like some parts in season 4. The next one, my favorite, stays my favorite as of right now. S tier, Benji, by far the number one person I'm rooting for to win. Actually, not really the number one. I have a few, like, as of right now, Benji, Ali, Natalia, and some of the fans that I will get to later. Yeah, some of the fans that I will get to later, I am rooting for to win, or at least make it far. Past merge. Just past merge, bro. Like, they need to get there. And Benji stays one of my favorites. I just love the nerds. Like, dude, I gotta look out for my fellow nerds. As you can see how I nerd about Disventure Camp. I'm geeking, dude. Like, what? Aura? I think I'm very neutral with her right now. Above Spencer, a high C. Close to a B. I don't dislike her, but, you know, right now she's just seen as this very mean, playful, poke fun at Bruno and all that, but obviously she has a lot more that she has in store for us, but we haven't seen that, obviously. So right now she's just a little bit irritating, because that's all she is for now. But obviously I can see her going up here, B or A, unless the writers really screw up her writing, as she's probably done here. But right now, C. And if you know, I don't really favor the more aggressive players. Like, yeah, I'm kind of biased. Which is so shocking, because Anastasia's here. But, oh well, that's another story. This is just based off first impressions of the characters that we see. Aubrey! You know, Aubrey was someone I wanted to put in A, but I think making astrology your entire personality, you wish you were Rosa, dude, but nah. Yeah, I think I kinda disliked her. Got a little overbearing. She was making astrology her entire personality, not very strategic, off the bat making herself public enemy number 1 in day 1. Like, dude, you're a fan of the show and you're already, like, making enemies? Like, what? But okay, I didn't mind her as a first boot, because I'm not upset. Otherwise she'd be an F, but, you know, her placement suits her, I'd say. And I think a lot of people can agree with me on this one, so yeah. Bruno... Behind Spencer? He's an okay guy, you know, he's nice. Absolutely enthusiastic of the show, but he doesn't give his, like, teammates a chance, you know, like, we get it, you're a big fan of the show, you're excited to play, but so is everyone, and you kind of, like, not let them speak or have a turn to speak. like input their ideas. Like there were so many times he cut off Ernesto, and he did cost the team the challenge because he was not open to listening to other people, and I think that was really annoying. Like you're supposed to work as a team. Like your ideas are not the only one that matters. Like please hear them out. I'm pretty sure Ernesto had a pretty good plan as well. Dunya, she's really enjoyable, dude. Like, ooh, I don't know about Dunya. Maybe an A tier, just above Gabby. Yeah. I don't think. Okay, no, never mind. Scratch that. I was about to say I don't think I'll be putting any of the favorites in S because they're new and I'm still trying to figure out what they're like. But I think there's one favorite that is going to S tier. Dunya is an A. Very good. I like her interactions with Sam. I think it's really nice. And she's really fun. You know, she knows how to have a good time in this really trashy reality show. But yeah. Ernesto C, just behind Sam. Nothing much to say. I think he still has a lot of things to show us, but not really tapped into in this episode. Because Bruno keeps trying to overshadow him, and no one's listening to him, but I feel like he has really good advice for the team. But right now, C. Yeah. I have really good high hopes for Ernesto's character development here. Evie, I think Evie is a low B. She's definitely a wild card. I think she's the comic relief of the fans, honestly. Signing up for Disventure Camp thinking it was a dating show? Hilarious, dude. And I said it during my reaction, but she seemed like the person who might self-inflict a vote on herself and get herself voted out, because I don't think this is something she'd sign up for, just here for the vibes. But I might be wrong. She could surprise me, you know, make it far, make it merge, you know. I'd love to be surprised, but those are just my assumptions, you know. But she's a B. She could potentially be here, but I'm not sure. Maybe A, maybe around here. But B is very fitting for her right now. Finn. Finn is an A. The only thing I didn't like is his crush on Tom. Like, we get it. But nah. I don't know. I don't know why I don't really like that, but... yeah, as of episode 1... It's so ironic how him and Ara, like our duo, but I put Ara down here and he's up here. When they're kind of like almost the same person. But... him getting irritated by everyone, by his team, is so real, because what is this combination? It's a mess, dude. And I think the fans side of the team, the fans team, is a very accurate depiction, I feel, of like the entire Disventure Camp fandom. Like, I feel like there's bits of pieces of like the fandom in the fans team. So good. Manu. I like Manu. He's a high C for me. Maybe above Aura. I like that he stays by Bruno's side, because he's a chill guy. He knows who his allies. He knows who his allies are gonna be, and he sticks by them. I like people who are biased like that. Like, sticks by the underdogs, the outcasts. I like him for that. I love Big Brother energy characters. Like, they're so nice. Nura. Okay, see, Nura. When I first watched the trailer, I put her in a B, but I'm not gonna lie, she is really cringe. Is cringy the word? But I think I get a little bit irritated because of how what's the word I'm looking for? Negative. At least have a little bit of optimism, but a little bit better than Aubrey. Yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna be an F tier in the episode 1 because I don't. It's the first episode. It's difficult to hate someone off the bat. Olivia. Oh no, I don't know. I don't like that creepy tropes, dude. But she is. I do feel bad for her that she doesn't have a really good footing in the game. She's alone. Her only friend that she's made in a really short amount of time got the first boot. So, but I can potentially see me putting her up here at C or B even. But as of episode 1, probably in D. Yeah. Ren. Yeah, guys. If anything, Ren and Benji are those that are kind of interchangeable. But as of right now, I really liked Ren. I really like Ren. I'm not sure if this is possible, but there's someone I don't actually see winning, but I do hope that they make it far, because he's so vibey, so chill, goes with the flow, not trying to like be messy, you know. He's just there for a good time. I like that about Ren. I just love those characters, those character tropes. Sam, oh my god, Sam would be an S tier, but where would I place him? Maybe behind, like, in front of Ali. Yeah, dude, Sam was someone I didn't expect to put up here because I love those secret villain tropes, and I hope he's done really well. Like, please don't ruin his character. I think he's like another Alejandro, it feels. Yeah. Aubrey sussing him out from the start. Wow. She just pulled a Dawn, dude. But, yeah, a lot of people hate that his reveal was too early, but I don't hate it. Like, I always knew there was something off about him. But, yeah, I liked it. So, and obviously these will switch as the season progresses. I'd do another one, maybe the last pre-merger. Okay, just right before the merge. Then I'll do another character tier list ranking. So I'll see how it varies, you know, because yeah. So if you haven't seen my 2 other videos, one where I ranked the season 1 to 4 characters, go watch that, and my reaction to the Disventure Camp 5 episode 1. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, so I think I decided to do another video on my predictions after watching the first episode of the season 5 Disventure Camp, fans versus favorites. I did a tier list ranking on my first impressions of each returning character, solely based on that first episode and the new fresh faces of the fans. But here is my predictions for these characters, and I'm gonna be doing it solely based on like the vibes, a little bit of some biases, or like the feeling that I'm gonna get, you know. Yeah, but I could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong, I hope I'm right, it doesn't really matter. I'd love to be surprised. I'd love to be upset, I'd love to be happy about how these things turn out. No, I just love to feel the emotions, like surprise me, odd nations, like just do it. I enjoy it every single time. Means like I'm really passionate about the show because clearly my feelings are very strong about some of the writing decisions, but anyways, I digress. Okay, so obviously, okay, this is a spoiler alert if you haven't watched the first episode, but Aubrey got the first boot, right? I'd say I'm a little shocked at first because, yeah, I don't know, I always thought it was a favorite that was gonna be a first boot, but I'm not upset with her placement. Like, yeah, it seemed fitting, but that's all I have to say. Well, for early pre-merge, I actually think a lot of the fans are very uncoordinated as teams. Like, that's what it seems like. Like, despite the favorites having, you know, being suspicious of Alec and Fiore, they're like really seasoned characters. They're seasoned. They had experience, so I think they can put all this like grievances aside and work together as a team when the challenges are happening. But the fans, however, are very uncoordinated. So I actually think, in my prediction, I think they'd be losing at least the next or the next two. At least that's what I predict. These are just predictions. But I do hope I'm wrong. I want Olivia to be an early pre-merge. Yeah, maybe right after Aubrey. I can potentially see Evie, even though I want her to make it here, or at least here. I think she'd like tire herself out because I don't think this is the show she signed up for, and she'd get her team to vote her off. Yeah, I might still shift these around because, you know, I just want to get a vibe. Nura, I think these are just solely based on biases because as of episode 1, I didn't really enjoy her character, which really bums me out because I had really high hopes for her. She was a little funny, but a little bit like unbearable. I was hoping for a little bit more. She's way too negative. I'm so sorry. But I think, no, maybe late pre-merge. Manu, early pre-merge as well. Aura, early merge actually. Early merge. Spencer, I can see him going late merge. Bruno, early merge as well. Which I think this would shock a lot of people. I think Bruno is giving Benji, like where the fandom thought Benji would be like a first boot because he was giving that, but he'd be like the surprising wild card that actually like makes it far somehow. That's what Bruno's giving me actually. But I don't know. I might shift it around. Let's see. Ernesto, probably late pre-merge. Yeah, right after Nura, I'd say. Rosa Maria, I hope late merge. I hope late merge, dude. Aiden, ooh, Aiden could be a late pre-merger actually, because this is a lot of characters and a lot of episodes. I think with his screen hog, I think reaching at least late pre-merge should give him enough time for some character development, some good character writing, and I wouldn't be upset, you know. I think I'd be bummed out if it was an early pre-merger, but at least late pre-merger would be alright, and then give the rest more screen time. Fiore, I'm hoping finalist, because okay, Fiore is like one of two things. She could be, because of her and Alex's current standing, like her team does not like her, and Alex, they do not trust them. They could be targeted a lot. So if that happens, if she doesn't form a plan, then I don't think she can quietly sneak past all the darting eyes towards her. So she could either be here, early pre-merge, late pre-merge, but if she survives pre-merge and gets to merge, I genuinely see Fiore making it into the finals again. And let me explain. And it's because I think the fans and the favorites know that Fiore is not a comp threat. I think, at least for me, I would want to go up against Fiore in the finals because I think I have a better shot. The only way I see her getting out in late merge or early merge is a blindside or an idol play. But other than that, I actually see her as a finalist. I see many of them as finalists actually. Gabby. Oh no, Alec. Alec is giving early merge, to be honest. So wait, there's 24 of them, so I'd assume the pre-mergers would be 12 and the mergers would be 12. At least that's what I'm hoping or guessing. Alec right now is giving early merge. I don't know, that's what I'm feeling. Gabby, late merge. I mean, come on, Gabby. I don't know, dude. I feel like she still has a lot to offer. But we did see a lot of Gabby in the spin-off series as well. I don't think her time here will be very long. And I think that's the same as Tom's fate. I think Tom would be the first favorites to get booted. At least that's what I'm getting the vibes right now. Like, I cannot imagine any of these other favorites being first voted out. he seems like an early pre-merger. I hope I'm wrong though, because I'd love to see Tom get far, but I wouldn't be upset if he was an early pre-merger. Finn. I think Finn could be going far to late merge. Dunya, early merge, it feels. Anastasia, early merge. Natalia, I'm hoping she gets to late merge, but for some reason, like, I don't know what it is, like what this feeling is, but she seems like she'd be here, or even here. I don't know. I'm really scared because she's my favorite. But I'm gonna say I put her here. Allie. Oh, Allie's really hard because there's no way Odd Nations would show a scene of her and Hunter breaking up and then not develop on it, like an arc for her. A proper arc that's not revolved around social media anymore. Because I think that's it's like I'm so over it. So I don't know. Something in me makes me think she might be here, but I'd love to see her make it here. Late pre-merge. Yeah, late pre-merger. I might shift this around. Maybe Nura would be right here. Actually, Gabby could be right here. Nura up here. Yeah, this seems fine for me. Sam. Oh my god, I hope Sam becomes a finalist. Like, those typical, like, oh, he gets his true personality gets revealed, and I think he'd keep his identity hidden for a really long time. It feels. I feel like he'd be good at that, unless someone finds a way to expose him. I think he'd be exposed pretty late into the game, and before it's too late, he'd make finals with Fiore. Lake, I'm hoping she makes finals, but I wouldn't be upset at late merge. But right now, I do see Lake as a finalist. These are my final four. Like, I see these as my final four. See, you get one fan, one favorite from season 1, one favorite from season 2, and one favorite from season 4. Like, come on guys, like, look at this. This looks really good. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, but Spencer would not make the cut. I think Lake, Fiore, and Sam seem like nice finalists to me. I like these finalists. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset. Benji, however, would be okay, how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. Okay, Benji and Ren, dude. They could be both, I'd love to see Benji. I think once Ali gets eliminated, Benji won't have much left to do, it feels. He could be a late pre-merger. And I'd love to see Ren make it merge. Okay, I'll change this. I put Aura here. Okay, so I think I have these now, so I do some rearranging. So I don't know what order I'm putting this in. It's just the vibe I'm getting. Okay, this is not in particular order. So yeah. Okay, we got Aubrey as the first boot. I think this will be our early pre-mergers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. No, these don't seem right. Oh well, wait, hold on. Is that right? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Guys, help. Early merge, late pre-merge, early pre-merge. Okay, no. Mid-merge. Okay, mid-pre-merge. And then mid-merge. Wait, hold on. Mid-pre-merge and mid-merge. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what? I've messed this up, dude. Early merge? What? Dude. You know what? What was it again? Okay, early merge, Olivia, Evie, Manu, Tom, Gabby, Bruno, Alec, Dunia, Anastasia, Ren. Okay, so these are my early merge boots. I'd put Evie, Manu here. Okay, yeah. I see Nura going here. Sadly, Ali here. Mid-merge. Dunya. Anastasia. Maybe Ara here. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'd put one more at mid-merge. I think that would be... Ooh, I think Natalia. That's so sad, because I really hope she makes it far. Early pre-merge, mid-merge, late-merge. Okay, now I'll shift... Okay, never mind, I'll shift Natalia up here. Maybe Ali down here, Nura. Okay, so I think this will be the order I'd assume. Like Aubrey, Olivia, Gabby or Tom? Tom, Gabby, you know? Evie, Manu, Ali, Nura, Ernesto, Aiden, Natalia, Benji. Which is sad because 3 of my S tiers are here. But sadly, I don't think Odd Nations would make them go far. For some reason, like, Odd Nations always make my faves not ever go far. Early pre-merge, Alec, Ren, Bruno. I think... Oh, this is fine. No, maybe Dunya would be an early pre-merger. Like, maybe her witchcraft thingy will get exposed and then they'll want to, like, kick her out. She'd be okay, she could be a potential early pre-merger. Ren, I'll move Ren up here. Biased. Lol. Yeah, maybe some people can't stand her witchcraft stuff, so might want to boot her out pretty early in the pre-merge. Wait, hold on. Early pre-merge, guys. I'm so sorry. Holy shit, I'm sorry. Early merge. Okay, much better. Dude, that confused me. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I think... Do I like this? Okay, let me give it one more look. Yeah... Okay, these are really biased. Dunya, Alec, Bruno. I think Bruno might be a first boot. He's giving Benji, like, for real. He might be the first merge booted. Aura, Anastasia, Ren. Seems very fitting for a mid-merge. Spencer, Finn, Rosa. Fury, Sam, Lake. I like these finalists. This is my ideal finalist. But I would exchange Lake and Spencer. Like, I wouldn't mind this at all. Sam, Spencer, Fiore finalists. Like, I'd love to see Spencer finally take it all and stop with his horrible, like, not do his horrible approach he did in season 4. Like, it was so bad. But otherwise, Lake would be nice. Rosa wouldn't be a bad idea. And I think Aura and Finn are quite interchangeable here. But yeah, these are my predictions. I do hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm right in some aspects here, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, we'll just see how this goes, yeah? I'll save this picture, okay? Alright. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, I did that. Bye bye. Can I wave? Will it let me wave? Okay, never mind. Bye bye. Bye for real.